I think we should open the episode singing "We Are the Champions."
I don't feel like a champion. I lost 25.
One of us.
I lost $30.
One of us.
I do believe
is a
so.
champion.
The biggest news of the year is that Corey LaJoy did not DNF once.
Wow.
Yeah.
Finished every single race.
15th driver to do that.
That's
pretty awesome.
That's actually fact. You should bring that up.
We're
That's a
just
good fact.
saving.
I just did.
We're trying to save some
Are we not
money
recording?
because we know host of ours is going to tear up some. No, I'm just kidding.
What's the guess on the over-under on how many times host of our gets his kicked on pit road after a race next year?
You know what? If it brings that element, I'm all for it because
What's going to happen if host of our and Chastain start fighting?
It's.
They're like, I can wreck more than you can.
I feel like they're pretty equal.
They're equally yeah.
We need to save this for the pod. This is good
We're
stuff.
recording, aren't we?
We're recording.
Oh, did we start?
We didn't start.
This could be our intro. This could totally be our intro.
Time after time.
Can you do the thing?
You're gonna take me home tonight. Where's the harmony at?
That's not the right song.
Yeah, I switched up on Queen. Just went to Fat Bottom Girl.
Queen is queen.
Queen is Queen.
Nothing really matters.
Nothing really matters to me.
We're not putting this in.
We are the champions. Not
Welcome
you.
back to the Racing Addicts podcast, the series finale. Championship weekend is here and gone.
Woo!
And we have 3 crowned champions.
We do.
One,
Is your favorite?
And there's one similarity between all 3.
they are all Ford drivers.
Woo!
Yeah, the Blue Oval is...
The blue oval, baby.
So I'm going to start off the episode with a hot take. Ryan Blaney is the New York Giants of NASCAR.
Ooh, that's not a compliment.
Yeah, what do you
I
mean
don't
by
feel
that?
like this is a compliment.
Remember 2011 when they won the Super Bowl with a losing record?
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
That's basically what
Yeah.
Ryan Blaney did this week. He shouldn't have been there. He
But
was
they showed up in the playoffs.
he was crap all year,
Hey,
What?
like the
And-
New York Giants.
And do people really hate the Mannings? No one
I
really.
don't feel like he was crap. Like he wasn't good. But he
Archie
wasn't
Manning's
crap.
on the bench in Texas.
I don't understand that at all. By the way,
But that's what I think. I think
Hey, you know what? At the end of the season, who's holding the trophy up,
But
baby?
you know what that
Come
also
on.
means?
Come on.
That means you're gonna get 2.
Dave Blaney was holding it last week.
Dave's
freaking-
like, finally, I won.
Yeah. Let him have. I don't even care.
No, I'm very happy for you, Alex.
He's a
I was very happy Blaney won.
It was a good day.
He
It was
was
a good
by
day,
far
boys.
the best car next to Brad Keselowski. Since
Who got-
Brad started dead last.
Yeah.
And was literally in the top 10 by stage 2.
Congratulations to Brad K, new father.
Who won the race?
That's a good point.
I
I don't
believe-
remember.
I believe his name
I need
was
to look-
Arrow Blocking Mother Effer. I think that's. I'm pretty sure that's who won the race.
Yep.
So we are back in studio, the whole team, if you haven't noticed. We're very,
This
our
is
ADHD
dangerous.
has hit a new level.
It's gonna take us hours.
And so we have Alex, Mitch, Nolan, and David.
The episode might
Howdy,
be
howdy.
posted by next Tuesday.
Yeah, Alex
Once
will
I'm
be
done
editing.
editing it.
Hey, we have all off season. We're good.
Yeah, I mean, at what point does this have to drop?
That's
Christmas,
true.
probably Christmas.
Christmas. This,
Yeah.
this might be the Christmas episode. All right, so
You know who didn't win a championship this year?
Ross Chastain.
Colorado.
And y'all see
shout out to Colorado. Hey, I did see Chase
Victory Lane.
Victory
baby.
Lane with him in his street
Thank you,
clothes.
Ryan.
Hey, there's
Big
only
Blaze
one way
Lane.
Chase Elliott makes it to victory lane this year. It's
That
on
was
the back of his
legitimately
buddy.
the first time I saw him all day.
Yeah. I didn't
forgot
realize
he
he was in the
raced.
race.
Yeah, like he was not in the race, I don't think.
I saw him get lapped, I'm pretty sure.
I think it was that white car getting out of the way of the
You
leaders
made me
at one
think
point,
about
you know?
this because I honestly don't remember where the heck he was.
Didn't he finish like
16th, there he is.
28th?
Yeah.
Oh, is it that
Brad
high?
was 15th. Why are you talking about him like he was the best driver?
Well, I said
He
hit
did
me
start in the
top-
back
He
and you
started in the
can't pass.
rear. He passed. He passed
Because Cole
he
Costa
had
can't
because he had
qualify.
a son during qualifying. Yeah, he started in the rear, made it up to the top 10.
He's a new
So
father.
he finished right in the middle. He's mid.
Well, not a new father.
mid.
He's mid now.
yeah.
But
He's
you
a
know-
new boy dad.
But you know what's
Lloyd
not
Dad, that's-
mid?
He broke the
There's
curse
King
of the women.
Hawaiian buns.
Love it.
You know, when you go to the local grocer here, you can get like a chicken family pack, and they give us Martin rolls, and
Potato rolls are good.
they're
from
so
them.
good.
Yeah,
I always feel like I'm cheating
are.
on him a little bit.
But your loyalty.
I eat a lot
It's
of
the
Martin's
King's
potato
Hawaiian.
rolls, like a lot. That's-
They're For hamburgers, it's the only roll I'll buy.
It's gonna kill me eventually, but
Listen, I'm going for quality, not quantity.
quality in this life. That's
Yeah,
all we're
exactly.
looking for. Quality.
Yep.
So-
if I die young, I better be smiling.
While the
I got some ways to go.
shoot show we have going here, we might as
We
well
won
bring
a
up,
championship,
we
baby.
might as well bring up-
Anything's fair game.
we might as well bring up the truck series.
Oh,
So for one,
what do you say? Like,
how about we do it before f***ing midnight, and you can leave that in because I didn't even. I had to watch the race the next morning.
Confrontation.
okay.
You did.
I was asleep
I was
before
like,
it started.
Should I spoil it? No.
yeah. Here's the only win for NASCAR. Them starting a championship race at 10 o'clock p.m. was not the dumbest thing that happened that
No.
night.
I was at the bar. All right. I was at the bar.
No,
till, like-
Kosin Hosevar.
Oh,
Kosin.
see, I'll give you a hot take. I was more mad at Corey Haim for altering the finish of the race than I was for Savard.
headphones off than I do on, Alex.
Hi.
For the record.
I was so unimpressed with Corey Haim. I was more mad at him than I was at Carson Hocevar. Like, I thought Carson Hocevar set the line of, like, how dumb can a championship competitor be?
Don't you
And then
love the
Corey Haim was
entertainment?
like, hold my beer.
But
I
the
got you, bro.
Entertainment factor.
But it wasn't entertaining. Like, it just turned into a
Yeah, I don't even know if I was entertained.
Hoop
Like, I think
emoji
it,
show.
I
Yeah.
think it like
I
Well, it
honestly.
did become a pretty
especially
poop
when
show,
it was
yeah.
freaking 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, dear God, end this piece of crap race.
I was driving
like,
home-
I want to go to bed.
I was driving home from karaoke watching this.
Allgaier did not pull it off
You know,
for me,
if
but thank
Corey
God.
LaJoy, if this ever, it's probably, I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but if he ever wins some kind of championship, we're partying for 3 days.
Championship?
I'm
I
in.
just want him to win a race.
Well, I'll party for a week.
playoffs.
Playoff. That's what I was going for.
That'd be nice too.
When
Playoffs.
Corey wins a race, we are having a party, Mitch, because it's going to happen.
Oh,
It'll be like the
hopefully,
Super Bowl.
I'll probably own
Does
a
it
house.
have to be NASCAR sanctioned?
Can it be a
It don't
go-kart
have
race?
to be. Not in my rule book. We'll party every win, Dave. It don't matter what it is.
I'm going to hire him and take him out to Autobahn with us.
Dude, I can make it happen.
God damn it, Nolan beat him. All right, Nolan, get off the track.
If I beat him, oh god.
You'd be like, I'm a host of fan, by the way. You'd be like,
Dude,
For
they
the
got
record-
Trackhouse money next year. They better freaking win.
oh.
Oh, God.
They've been doing all right.
Of course, Trackhouse barely won this year, so never
Hey,
mind.
Ross won 2 last
We
year.
need
He
to
won
learn.
2 this year.
Yeah,
so-
I think Ross definitely showed the separation between Suarez.
Where I forgot.
And
I
Ross.
totally
Ooh,
forgot.
it's
Suarez.
bad.
It's the gap.
That's a huge gap.
That's a gap. That's like
That's
the
a huge gap.
United States debt deficit gap.
Do you know what's crazy about that though? Suarez is
Yeah.
a champion. Suarez is a champion.
So is Cole Custer.
2-time,
He
right?
is.
He
And he
was a
can't
good
qualify
cup.
Brad's car.
Yeah.
Yeah, he qualified 38th.
Thanks, buddy.
31st, but yeah. But
Is this a bad time to bring up how terrible Phoenix and the next gen combo is?
Oh.
Like,
you're right.
okay, so my guy won the championship. I should be elated watching that race.
You know-
I think that's one of the worst races we saw all season.
Took a little 6-week break, but same motto, man. This car's junk. All right.
It is, and you know what? Homestead was legitimately good this year.
It was.
Even
That was
with
a
the
good-
next
that
gen
was a
aero
great
crap.
race.
It was a great race.
Actually, Talladega was a good race too. I don't mind that.
It
The
was
super
better,
speedway's
yeah.
okay. I've actually accepted that. That's not a bad product.
It's okay.
I'm
Yeah,
really tempted to go to the 500 this year. I know it might.
Let's
be
go. Let's
Are
freaking
you
do
thinking
it.
about it?
I
got-
want to do it.
I'm out of debt now, so I can do it. So
I mean, Florida in February sounds fantastic.
yeah, I'm already
Just saying.
itching, bro. 104
Let's do it.
days. 104 days. Let's make it happen. We could even rent an Airbnb. I don't care. Do something.
It's probably going to be a Chevy, but I don't care. I'll still go.
So how do you feel? How do you feel about Ross weaponizing the next gen car?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, he's weaponized it in many different ways, but
So,
this time
like,
he did
I-
it from in front.
I would love to sit here and bash Ross for what he did because I think it was a little bit stupid. But the part that frustrates me the most is that a guy runs somebody down from like 4 seconds back in 5 laps and then cannot pass him.
Absurd. That's
Yeah,
what happened in
like-
Nashville when he won the other race this year. And
That's
the
true.
19 car was trying
That's
to pass
true.
and he couldn't do it. It was the same thing.
Oh, the arrow is just.
Yeah, it's-
I mean, I feel like a broken record. This is like every week on here, but like.
It wasn't a
fact-
good race.
The
Haven't
fact
missed
that
anything.
Chastain literally just watched the front of the 12 in his mirror and did this, and that was the next 30 laps of the race.
but
And
that's-
before
like,
you
are
know
you
it,
kidding
Kyle
me?
Larson was there.
Yeah, like
But that's his car. You can't blame him.
no, and that's the thing. Like like everyone was like, "Oh, I bet you hate Ross." I'm like,
that's-
"No,
he has to do that to win the race.
I think it's the freaking car. You don't because in the Xfinity that never would have happened. It would have lasted 2 laps, and the one would have gotten shipped.
Yeah, and you would think maybe I, as a Ross fan, would hate Blaney because he was like beating him. I thought he was actually going to like.
He straight up.
I thought he was going to punt him, and I honestly,
I was actually
God,
for
I
it.
wouldn't have blamed him because he has a
thought he was
championship to
too.
win.
Yeah.
After he
Nobody
flicked
could
him
have
off,
blamed him.
I thought for sure it was going to be
Oh,
give him the old Carson Hocevar.
what was the quote from the post-race press conference? F yeah, I hit him.
Yeah, I hit him. He's pissed.
He blocked me 10 times in 3 laps. I was done with him.
I love the interviews back and forth. Obviously, they weren't talking directly, but they were taking shots, subtle shots at each other, not like big ones. But
Oh, yeah.
it was so great. Obviously, he wasn't very happy about it.
And I think it just
They
reminds
celebrated it on opposite ends of the track.
They did. It was so funny.
Except for that one spot where they were both like, shh. They're doing there's a double burnout.
Oh yeah, I'm like, how awkward would that be?
So it
Almost
is
as
weird
odd-
if you win the race and not the championship because the broadcast doesn't give 2 craps that you exist.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
No interview. Yeah.
Back in the
That's
day,
weird.
it did.
They had
Yeah.
yeah.
Back at Homestead, back when Jimmy would win championships, he never really won the race until after his 6th one or whatever. But never 7th, I don't know. No, but back in the 2000s, he never won the race, but he would win the championship under those formats. And there was always a race winner, and they did interview them. I thought a little more.
Yeah.
But
He wasn't on the main broadcast at all, was he?
I saw his interview.
They
but-
Oh,
did.
did you?
They
Okay,
did at
okay.
the
I
end.
must have
It was
missed
delayed.
it.
They got finished interviewing Blaney's dead great grandfather through a psychic medium because that was more important.
Yeah, they interviewed Harrison Burton first.
Yeah,
That's the sign of We've officially ran out of the depth chart. All right, we'll go to
They
the
didn't
winner of the
show
race.
the melon getting smashed.
Man, the
right?
cameras were avoiding Ross like his eyes were avoiding going straight, man.
That's the real reason he can block,
He's like,
Where's Blaney?
He's got
Where's
one eye
Blaney?
straight. He's
Listen.
got the other one on camera.
See, Ross has a performance advantage because he can see the whole track at
Yeah.
once.
He's got one eye glued to the camera.
guys, you should see. I should have took a picture today. You should see the iRacing rig at the customer's house I was at today.
Oh,
Holy
that
buckets.
thing that you showed me.
He had the wraparound.
I forgot to look up his name.
Is he a streamer?
He's.
I don't know.
I don't know what
he races.
he
on
races-
iRacing.
I'm assuming he's pretty good because he's got like a $3,000 iRacing.
You
I
should
would
probably
hope.
send
That's
him the
more than mine.
podcast. We need a new follower in him.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know that. I don't know that I want to mix business and pleasure. Sorry.
Oh,
So let's look at this. So nice, clean battle for Larson and Blaney at the end of the race. Were you
I loved it.
nervous?
Oh, yes. So we had a show at the church that I work at, and the show started 10 minutes after the race ended. So I was in show mode, straight up clutching my MacBook. My face was 2 inches from the screen, and I'm leaning into the thing come on, 5 laps to go. And then the biggest thing I was worried about was a late race caution. So I'm just Chastain, get to the white flag. Chastain, get to the white flag. Please just get to the white flag. So once the white flag came, no nerves.
Yeah,
So I
same.
was like, he can make a lap. I'm not worried about a lap. I was nervous about Kyle Busch doing another self spin back in 24th place to bring out another caution.
Somehow he's not the worst driver though.
Good Lord. That looked like Clint
Dumbest.
Boyer. Thought his arm was itchy or something.
He's a paid actor.
He thought he was Sheldon Creed for a minute.
But very nervous and very hyped. And what was funny, we have a full house of people.
Yeah,
it was a
I
sold
tried
out
to get
show.
tickets.
And when they crossed the line, I pound the table and I go, yes, yes. And I'm sure people were looking at me weird. I didn't even care. It was a good day. Yesterday was a good day.
Alex, people.
You had
always look
another
at you
question.
weird.
I don't remember what it was. I'm sorry.
People always look at you weird.
Yeah. Fact. Confirm. Yes. What do you want me to accept?
So I don't know who made the race topics today, but can we get to one that's not about Blaney? Is there any of them?
There's
Blaney,
2
Blaney
of them
versus
about Blaney.
Chastain. Blaney Larson. We are the champions. Blaney.
There's literally 3
I
of them.
know.
Getting a Blaney tattoo?
No. So
When's
Newgard-
that happening?
Newgarden shared a screenshot of a text message he sent Blaney last week. He said, if you win the championship, I'm getting a tattoo of your face on my thigh. So Blaney just re-reacted,
That's
because they're on iPhone, so you can re-react to an old message and it brings it
yeah.
in the thread. And then he said, what size are we talking?
Pay up.
Time to pay the piper, baby. But Scotty Mack was there yesterday, his IndyCar teammate. Very cool. He's honestly, he is the most supportive Penske teammate of Blaney, which is really neat. So Scotty Mack's a good dude.
Talking about Scott McLaughlin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Great driver, too. Holy crap.
Pretty good.
Great IndyCar season. It was a good day. I feel like you had another question, but I don't even remember what it was.
I was probably off this list.
Sorry. You can skip. You can skip the whole rest of that top section. 'Cause
Alex
I think
can't
we covered
spell
everything.
Phoenix.
Oh yeah. So
It's a dumb
What is that
word.
about?
no. So this is really funny. So obviously, I'm posting social media content this week, and I'm doing all the hashtags. And Brian comments Phoenix ? But he spelled it the way I spelled it, and I was like, yeah ? Phoenix. What? He's like, oh, is that where they're racing this weekend? I'm like, do you follow NASCAR, dude?
Oh, I would
Like,
have been
what is
so
your problem?
pissed. I would have like, psh,
And like literally 4 later, he's like, why don't you Google Phoenix and see how it's spelled? And I'm like, son of a.
How do you spell it, or how did you spell it?
So I did. And now I'm publicly admitting how stupid I am because I was so invested into like, what is Brian talking about? And like 5 messages later, I'm like, oh, I'm the idiot. Okay. All right. Perfect. I had the E and the O flipped.
I before E, except for in Phoenix.
yeah, like what those stupid slangs that don't come true.
It's the English language. Nothing makes sense.
It
we're
doesn't.
just making it up as we go.
All right.
So that's that story. I just thought I'd give you an opportunity to laugh at me at my
Oh, thank you. I haven't done that in like 10 minutes.
Listen, this is my gift to you.
Oh, thank you.
Also, Blaney was very complimentary of Brad yesterday. I thought that was very cool,
He
too.
was.
He's very
Blad-
complimentary of
yeah,
Brad.
him and Blad were doing really good.
And then Blad.
Blad.
Hey,
It was actually kind of cool. Like I saw the clip of when Brad walked up the stairs to see him, and
That was cool.
Blaney, he was elated,
Yeah.
if we can use that word again.
did you see Penske's reaction? How happy he was.
He didn't seem very.
Yeah, he seemed pretty
He's
pretty.
He wasn't even in the pit. He was like, yeah.
No, I saw his eyes. He went like as soon as he realized who it was, his eyes jumped up and got like surprised. Like it was like a genuine feeling.
Yeah, I didn't see that
You didn't
part.
see that?
I
No?
thought they bro hugged. I
They
feel
did
like I saw them
afterwards,
bro
I'm
hug.
pretty sure, but like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Imagine being that guy, Roger Penske. No, you can't have any stake in my company, but you can go to the worst team in the
Yeah.
sport and make them better than us next year.
Yeah, I mean yeah, you're right. I think that's pretty bad.
I'd be kicking myself.
Did RF? Oh, no, they didn't
you
because
got
Logano
Cindric
got
doing
one.
great, right?
RFK almost tied Penske for wins this year. They were 1 short, right? Because RFK had 3 and Penske had 4.
How do they have 4?
Because Blaney had 3 and Logano had 1. And Cindric ran 25th all year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And Harrison was apparently in the field. He just brings out cautions occasionally.
I think I know Ricky's okay, I guess, but really
Austin Cindric
really-
finished 35th.
That sounds about right. Ricky had a great season. I think
You think?
it's the best season he's ever had, don't you think?
He did.
It's-
He
I don't-
quietly did pretty good. Yeah.
He had
Yeah.
some speed, but the consistency I just felt like wasn't there.
Well, but it
Like
never
it's
has
a typical
been.
Ricky Stenhouse
Yeah.
consistency. But he had better speed. Yeah, you're right.
Because I could be wrong on this. I'm pretty sure he made the championship 16 on points. Like I think
Oh, did he?
regardless of the Daytona win,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he still made the playoffs.
I didn't know that.
Now, first round gone, but
yeah.
I don't
Okay.
know.
It surprised me too. I'm going to bring up the.
I
Winston Cup
thought he
style
was like
points.
20, 30
Yeah, let's do
points,
that.
but-
I want to see.
yeah, that's interesting.
I think Blaney ended up 6th.
I would love
in
if
Winston Cup points.
if it said Denny Hamlin would have been your champion.
Thank God we don't have that. but
I'd be
it-
like, you got robbed.
It would have been
bud.
Willie B by 17 points
That's
over
what
Denny.
I thought. Yeah.
Oh,
Billiam
my
saved
bet would have
us.
hit.
Busher would have been third.
Man.
That's pretty impressive.
Dude.
That's driver of the year.
Blaney
or
would've been
improvement
7th.
driver of the year.
Dude, I'm telling
Him
you,
or
that whole
McDowell.
team, RFK this year, freaking won. Like, they
The whole
won.
team as an organization.
Oh,
but
my gosh. Like,
3
they
wins
went
out of
from
Busher
irrelevant.
in a round of 8. Did anybody
Yeah.
predict that?
No.
Anybody.
And Brad made
we
it to round
predicted
of
Brad
12.
doing that, which he
Brad,
still did
maybe.
good. He's the reason why he did that. I mean, he made a program and that can run that good. That's really tough to do.
Well, and Brad was 1 rainstorm away from winning in Atlanta.
oh yeah,
Because if they would have had 15
Actually,
more laps in that race,
he would have
easily
won.
checkered
He should have
flag.
won Richmond. To be honest,
Should
if
have
it wasn't for
Busher
that.
at Talladega or Daytona. or
Daytona.
Yeah.
He should have wrecked Busher.
So
SHR coming in with the championship in Xfinity. Cole Custer. How do we feel about Cole taking the ship?
He earned it.
It surprised
Totally
me.
earned it,
It
yeah.
actually surprised me.
it's cool.
I did too.
I liked it.
It caught me off guard because he usually doesn't execute. Usually something happens.
I agree.
And,
Yep.
and he executed.
He
Which-
did.
It's just cool.
And of all, like, I feel like Allgaier and Custer always get that they don't finish. And
Justin
of all the
Allgaier
drivers,
definitely he has some
Yeah.
kind of monkey.
He does. But
It's-
John Hunter's the one that choked. He blew turn 1, put himself
Yeah.
in the wall, and
He
then
cost-
He did
ended the
exactly
race.
what you say he does every race.
Thank you. I said it. If he
He's not winning.
wrecks
does not
himself.
have number 1 speed, he wrecks the car every freaking week. He is going to be Harrison Burton next season. I'm telling you.
When he wrecked like that, I was so bad because I was literally winning $65 off a $10 game and only won $5. I'm like, thank you, John Hunter. This is why you suck.
Yep. But look at the good news. John Hunter didn't win a championship.
He did not.
So and that's worth $60.
I think we dodged a bullet this year because Denny Hamlin didn't win one either. That was a
No.
big deal of mine, and it didn't happen. He choked again.
Did.
So I can still have that going for me. What is that? Oh, 9-knuckle shuffle? Is that what that was?
You know who did win a championship?
Cole Custer,
He did.
Ben Rhodes,
And Ben Rhodes.
Ford.
Performance, baby.
I don't get hurt. I ain't no stranger. That truck, that's a Ford Ranger.
That's wondered if you were going to censor yourself, but I think we're past that at this point.
I honestly, Mitch has said the F word more than I have. So.
Have I?
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, might be. It's been about 6
Could
weeks.
go either way.
You were going off like Limp Bizkit, man.
I know you're making up for all the weeks you missed. It's good to have you back, by the way.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Thank you. Glad to have you here.
Yeah.
It's good.
I concur.
No, Cole. So as an Allgaier fan, I was still content with Saturday. I think Cole Custer 100% earned it.
I feel bad though.
I did too. I mean, obviously, I wanted Justin to win, but like there was no dirty moves. I mean, John Hunter did John Hunter things, but it didn't affect anyone else because he just wrecked himself, and the rest of the field just kept going with the race.
That's immature, man.
Well, that's him.
I
but
know. That's
Justin ran the car as hard as he could. Cole ran a really smart race. Sam ran a really smart race.
That is
like,
brand spanking new.
I think we all have ADHD and we don't even know it.
oh, we know it.
Oh, I know.
I'm not taking any medication for it. That's
We
the
own it.
thing.
We could be all professional and serious.
But that'd be boring.
Ah, it's boring. Yeah. I can say the F bombs again.
So I'm
Yeah.
so watching.
Get ready for the censor. It's gonna be half this episode. You're gonna think it's a DBC podcast. Quick here.
So I'm watching the Cup race and the Eagles game against the Cowboys at the
Oh
same
my
time.
gosh, that was such a pain in the.
I'm so thankful.
Oh, at your house, I'm sure it was.
Yeah, I mean, I could stream them both. It was all right. My internet was capable.
I'm sitting there.
but
I
it
got
was
two
just annoying.
TVs going, and I'm like, huh. And so
I look like Ross. My eyes were like.
basically,
One's on
Especially on
football,
Nolan's
one's on car.
5 frames
That's so
a minute
mean. I didn't do
internet
that.
speed. It's like, man, I wonder what's gonna happen. Like,
Yeah, that was very stressful there for a little bit. I'm glad the Eagles game was over before that finished, but
I'm thankful for Sunday Night Football. Who day?
I might actually turn on football next week.
You might have to.
Apparently,
Actually,
the Eagles are good.
Hickory's racing at Hickory next weekend.
Really
Yeah.
nice.
it was
Car
our 8-1.
store.
8-1.
8-1.
That's
Holy
awesome.
crap! I thought they were 6-1. I missed 2 weeks apparently.
Two very
Good for
close
them.
weeks, but yes.
Their single
Jeez.
loss was against.
Remember
the
that thing you
Jets.
said about being stupid a couple minutes ago?
I don't know.
And dementia.
Yeah.
It's got dementia.
That would
Group
be
condition once again.
It's group condition.
Yeah, we share it. We share it. I was preoccupied yesterday.
You-
Watching my boy win championship.
the drill?
Championship bound! Woo! First Blaney to win a pavement championship.
That is true. But not the first championship in the Blaney family.
No. Third generation in a row with a championship.
That's right.
The truck race, we're going to get back to that a little bit. Wow. Dumpster fire in North Korea.
That's about as nicely as you can put it.
That was awesome.
My gosh. That
We're
was
officially referring to that as the daycare.
Dude,
The only thing that would have made that race better is if Joe Biden was the one commentating it.
oh, that would have been awesome. That would have been great.
way past his bedtime. What are you talking about?
That's my bedtime.
Dude, it was,
Yeah.
it's
even
like,
make
yeah,
that
it was
joke.
like late.
Man,
Man.
that 42 truck.
I still like.
Then he'd pass out.
It was the funniest thing ever watching Carson fake his anger. It was like it was the worst acting.
Oh, dude.
It was like worse
guess
than soap opera.
That's a good question. Do we feel like that was legitimate?
He literally sounded like Pete. I bet he sounded like Peter Griffin.
Wait, so I didn't actually see him do that,
Oh, dude.
but someone told.
in car, he's like,
But my friend told me it was genuine.
I don't buy it.
He says, "No, dude, it was genuine." I said, "What? Well, I'm not."
Genuinely weird and stupid.
the only thing worse than that was his next restart. He went from
yeah, that
He
was
just
second
gave up.
that was an
19
extension of the breakdown. He was
Yeah.
just having a breakdown. But like it wasn't like
Carson Josefar
it
is
was definitely an
unsubscribed from the
act.
race.
It was the all right. I got to talk about this because I've been on record as being like an enthusiast, a fan, an enthusiast. Obviously, I'm a Ross fan through and through. Like that's my guy. But like I've been watching this kid because I realized something. He's fast. He has speed. Now
He's just really young.
I have a lot of yes. You're right. I have a lot of concerns after this weekend that I didn't have prior to this. Now his aggressiveness did not make me think, oh, he's a bad race car driver. It's like if you're aggressive, okay, Kyle Busch is aggressive or was, and Brad was aggressive, Logano was aggressive, and like they pissed off a lot of veterans in their day, especially when they were young and didn't have facial hair, right? So, like,
I don't think Carson's ever going to have facial hair.
no, my only point was like, okay, so the mistake was really bad. When I first saw it, I had just tuned in because you guys were texting each other. I think you said it in the group chat. You were like,
I might have been
Oh yeah,
intoxicated.
I think you kicked it off.
you're like, wow, what a punk.
I was intoxicated. I was like, "What a punk!"
So I tuned in and I saw the replay because I had been driving up to that point. I was driving again. I was in Virginia, but I had just crept into bed, ready to sleep. And boy, I did not sleep for the next 2 hours. Thanks.
Oh
NASCAR.
my God.
For the next
What?
30
It's
laps.
Carson Josefar in a Pirates hat and glasses.
Where's Michael Waltrip?
Smelling his feet.
Carson, I can see your feet.
On the ground.
It's Mikey. Mikey, it's
Mikey up in the booth. I got a
see your
copy.
feet.
We see your feet.
I see your big toe wiggling in there,
Did you
Carson.
see- Carson, did you see me out your window last night?
That sounded so weird. You'll never say that again. I see your big toe wiggling. Is that what you just said?
I see your big toe wiggling.
David just said outside his window last night. That was just as good.
Yeah, but how you said it sounded like goofy.
Have you met Michael Walter? Have you heard this man
I know
talk?
he sounds like that. It's
Oh.
just, did it really well.
Guess we know why the Buffy relationship didn't work out.
Oh, it's questionable.
I agree with your concern because that it looked insanely intentional to me. I mean, he went up like 3 lanes.
I don't think it was
And hit him.
intentional. I think it was just blatantly reckless. Like you don't put your nose in that position unless it just was just a total lapse in judgment. And
Sure.
like, obviously, he was not the only one that had total lapse in judgments that night. It was just the beginning of sorrows for us. It was hard to watch,
That was just what kicked it off.
dude. I mean,
And everyone suddenly forgot how to drive.
I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was worse than Martinsville. But anyway, it was one thing that he made a really bad decision. But yeah, I do think that what he did was an act. And then not only that, he fell back. And I'm just like, I have concerns now as a fan of his. I think he's great. He has a lot of speed. His aggressiveness doesn't bother me. His lapse in judgment was stupid. But like what happened is like, it was like his brain just isn't developed. That's what I was thinking. Like this kid is literally a kid. He has a lot of growing up to do. And then is like, you're racing for a championship. Okay, you hit a guy. Like, boo-hoo, I'm the worst person in the world. At least go try and win. Don't feel so sorry for
Yeah.
yourself.
I don't really think
What
it
are
was
you
that
doing?
bad. Like I understand it looked like intentional, but let's be honest. Like, look at Kyle Busch. Remember when he full throttled Ron
Wow,
Hornaday and ruined
yeah.
his championship?
Dude.
That's like, and he was
Texas.
like 30 or like he was like 28. All right, he wasn't like
I'm
Carson
glad you brought
Josefar.
that up because
You
I was
know,
going to bring that up. Yeah.
Like I think it's growing pains. I love the emotion.
It
I
is.
don't want that to go away.
No, and he's
You know what?
he's got potential.
I had no bias in that race, and it was awesome. It was just fun. It was a show for sure. But
I was excited till like I don't even remember what number restart it was because Zane Smith was going to win the thing and then he missed a shift going into 1 and I'm like,
I couldn't
All right,
believe
well,
that.
that sounds about
I could
right.
not believe that. I thought he was going to win.
yep.
I was like, all you have to do is
Dude,
shift.
that would have been a great walk off mic drop last race with the team,
He
last
said,
race of the Truck
"I'm
Series.
done."
It's unsubscribed. It's yeah. So
So the only thing-
I
Yeah.
started working on a list of everybody that I thought was an idiot in that race, and after the list had reached 25 people, I
time
realized
for a
that
list?
the person on the top of the list was me. For staying up to watch that piece of crap. I was like, you know what? Everyone else gets a free pass because my dumb self stayed up to watch this.
So I woke up, right? And I'm like, so I'm old, so I wake up at like 5 a.m. And
Mitch goes to sleep at 5 a.m.
I'm like, so I'm going through my phone.
have
I'm
issues.
going through my Hulu, and I'm like, crap. Like somehow like the race didn't record. So I was a little upset. And then I realized that it was so early in the morning that Fox was just re-airing it.
And you're like, I guess I'll stay up.
So I was like, guess
At
I'll
5
watch it
a.m.
now.
I think that was live.
It was so funny waking up to your like live
I know.
reads of like what was happening.
That's
Because you
really
were
true.
texting as like it was so funny because we like the same text that we were
same
sending.
shit, yeah.
You sent it to your like to the chat, but we're all asleep, and so I woke up to the same exact reactions in the same sequence. It was so funny.
What was your one? Was like, oh, we're down to 3 to go. I said, oh, you got about 90 minutes.
Yeah.
When he said that, I honestly thought, I'm like, whoa, what race am I missing?
Well,
And then I realized I was
what
like,
really
oh.
messed me up is I can't remember what it was like 20 to go,
Yeah.
and the red flag came out.
The one, right?
The one, yeah, and
clarify
they
which
went to
one.
commercial, and when they came back from commercial, it was 3 to go.
Yeah.
So they
In
completely
fact,
cut
They
out.
cut out all of
They
it.
cut out all the good stuff.
They cut out what started this
The
whole
quality
mess.
of it.
I missed. I didn't get to see the Corey Heimreck. That's for sure.
Oh,
The second one.
so and he's still saying, oh, I just got tight. He goes, yeah, the 42 got on my right rear and I just lost the air. Well, his truck started pitching when the 42 was 5 car lengths behind him. I'm
Listen.
like, just own it.
That's PR. All that
Yeah,
is
that's
if
so
he admits
stupid.
it, he gets fined or he gets in trouble. He's
Yeah.
only doing that because NASCAR's punished people for admitting it. Like
I think he has a lot of money.
that's
right.
true.
Remember,
Like,
Denny
that's one
admitted it
thing-
on his podcast, and then he got fined.
Yep.
It's like you just can't do it. So
Corey Heim, NASCAR doesn't listen to us. If you'd like to admit it to the public, we'd invite you onto the Racing Addicts podcast.
Please join.
We have a Carson Hocevar fan that could do the interview.
yeah,
He'll develop. I mean, he's young, but
They
trucks
both
should-
have speed. They both have speed.
I
for sure.
love, and you know what's funny now? He's gonna have a feud with Ty Gibbs. I knew
love
that
it.
was gonna be
I love
something,
it.
and guess what? Like Martinsville, you saw Martinsville, right? I was like, oh my gosh, like I loved it. I loved every second of it.
Dumped him. He's freaking straight
I was like,
out
you know what?
dumped him.
Ty Gibbs is like now, like, how does Ty Gibbs look like the nice guy? That's the funny thing.
Give it a week. Ty'll
Has
lose
he
his cool.
wrecked anybody this year intentionally?
I feel like he did one, but I can't remember who it was now.
Probably Mike.
I don't know that
Ty-
I don't know
Ty's
that I can
still
give Ty
weird.
Gibbs too much grief on his year.
I think he's done a really
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah,
year.
I think he exceeded my expectations for his maturity.
Oh, yeah.
and driving really. I mean, he was a mid pack all day. Like he was up front quite a bit.
He was up top 10 every week the
Yeah,
last 10 weeks.
so-
Like he could have probably ran top 8. I think he would have made the round of 12, at least round of 8 possibly. He was top 5 at Martinsville until he got
So-
wrecked.
and you guys know I don't like to give out any accolades to the Gibbs family or anybody that drives for the Gibbs family.
I try not to.
He's a good racer though. You
Unless your
can't-
name's
you can't
Sheldon
deny
Creed.
that. He's funny. I like how he does not care.
Shout out to Sheldon Creed for outrunning Austin Hill this week.
You ask
Shout
him-
out to everybody on social media for
Oh,
commenting on the
dude.
RCR.
Everybody hates him.
Everybody,
Everybody.
wow, it's almost like
oh, we got to
He's
talk about
better.
that post because apparently we're
It's-
a bunch of liberals.
oh, yeah. I leave the podcast for a few weeks, and you liberal take over, and all of a sudden we're flamboyant. Thanks a lot, Alex.
I
and
was like,
Nolan.
wait, we're not
I don't
liberals.
know what was liberal about that
There was-
video,
I didn't
but
say anything liberal about it.
I shout out at you, bro.
You must be a liberal, Mike. We don't like Denny Hamlin.
I know.
Like we
Have you clearly he's never listened to the podcast.
no.
Clearly, nobody has.
Well, it's true.
Shout out to the 5 people that are listening. Kevin,
Very loyal.
Brian,
Hey, one of us is vaccinated, so maybe there is a liberal. There's a liberal amongst us.
It's the guy that keeps ending up in the hospital too.
And
I'm literally sitting here holding myself from I breathe.
and you're drinking what? What's the one thing that happened before COVID when the world started ending? You have the Kobe drink. When Kobe passed away, everything
Kobe
went.
died.
Then,
That's true.
And then 2 weeks later, we had COVID.
Dude,
So you
Kobe
know what really pisses me off
kicked
about
off
this drink
2020.
is I made an awesome stout. It was a double aged. I can't remember what all it was, but I wanted to call it the Black Mamba because it was right after he
You
died,
can't say that.
and they wouldn't let me do it
Oh, you mean at the brewery?
at the brewery. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to name the beer because it was good. Like it was like
Did it make it past legal?
Didn't make it past legal.
Was it like,
How'd the Bengals do last night?
come on,
Joe Burrow's back.
he's back, baby.
What's their
regret
record?
him. You regret him.
No, I'm still happy.
You're still happy about the trade?
Are they going to the playoffs?
We're 5-3, but we're in last place.
Oh,
We're
that's right. You're in a
5-3.
good division.
No, they're not.
60
That is not a good division.
Dude, the Steelers don't play anybody. They don't play the Chiefs. They don't play the Bills.
Kenny Pickett is
They don't play.
horrible.
The hardest opponent they play is the 49ers, and Cincinnati and Baltimore Ravens. Everybody else, it's like the Texans.
Dang.
It's like the Cardinals.
That's just like the Dolphins. Oh, the best team in football. They have not beat a team with a winning record.
Oh, you're
Oof.
right.
They almost beat Philly. I saw that.
No,
Not really.
No,
that was that
you
game
gotta be
was
careful because
they got
you know what the conspiracy theory
got
is
shut
about
down.
the Eagles. Except for this year, I feel like they're playing pretty well against
The
hard.
refs.
No, they're saying that they always had an easy schedule.
they have the
That's what
hardest schedule on record this year.
Maybe this year, but the previous years,
They have
people
they still
kept
do.
saying, I know, they're still doing really
Like
good. I'm
but
just
going
saying.
into the season, they had the hardest statistical record.
Are these the same people that think Joe Biden won the last election?
I don't say these things. People tell me this, and I look at the record. I'm like, I do say
Bunch
the
of liberals.
AFC is more.
Keep that in, please.
I think
we have a reputation.
Is there a trash
for
can
men.
right there?
the AFC has more talent than the NFC. Bro. Make it
That would have been great.
That was the filing cabinet I threw it.
close enough.
Sounded like it, you know.
That was pretty. Yeah, it sounded like a Kobe. That's a
Kobe!
Kobe. You need to say Kobe, really.
Yeah, 10 foot to the left.
Just like the helicopter.
That doesn't do
Did I
the
make
same.
that one?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, crap.
Sorry, this
Wow.
is not
So
a-
we are back in studio, they say. So we had picks. Do we have who picked? Do we pick championships?
I mean, I went biased on everything, so I won on one and lost on the other two.
I think had I picked somebody for truck, I would have picked Ben Rhodes. I think we can agree on that.
I'll stand behind
I don't
that.
think I didn't think he was the favorite.
I didn't think he was a favorite. I was just going to pick him.
Yeah, I thought.
He quite literally survived.
Yeah.
Like, that was it. That was
Yeah.
it. The
Those
truck
last
was
couple-
running at the end of the race.
Last couple, that tire was like, we cannot have another caution.
No.
We cannot do 2 more laps.
How bad was
Yeah.
Ben Rhodes' truck? Grant Enfinger gained 12 positions in the last
You know
lap
what?
on him.
I was hoping they would like wreck each
I
other
know.
across the line. I was like, that would just make the night.
See, I actually like Grant, so I was rooting for Grant.
I do like
I
Grant.
really,
I don't
he
mind
impressed
Ben.
me a lot this year.
Yeah, I don't.
Ben's a good guy, too.
Ben's going to give you a great post-race interview.
Dude, he
which
top-
he
and
did.
apparently he did not disappoint.
He
I
did
didn't-
not.
I didn't watch it, but I heard he.
It was good.
I saw some clips. I'm like, oh my god.
I expected
See?
Alex to have something here.
Sorry. Did you see the video of him racing the golf cart?
No.
So when they were driving from Victory Lane to the press center to do the post race thing,
Yeah.
he jumps off his golf cart and goes, "I can go faster," and starts tearing down the side of the track.
He's a fun drunk.
Oh,
That's what that tells me.
Did I tell you?
Ben Rhodes, you're welcome on the podcast anytime.
Did I tell you I broke my golf cart?
No.
What?
Oh, I don't know what happened to it, but
Oh
so
man.
get this: we're doing trunk or treat out of the golf cart at the school, and I'm driving home, and right at the base of my hill, it dies. Like it
That's-
shorts.
You broke that right before poker.
Yeah,
Remember you telling me that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to push it up my hill. You know how big my hill
He was
is?
so sore.
It's called Susquehanna Hill Road.
Oh, it's huge.
It's like straight up.
I thought you'd just tow her up with the F-150.
Nah, I was so pissed, I pushed it up.
You're like, son of a bee, you're getting up this hill.
And then I found out Tony was at my neighbor's house. I could have called him.
that sounds like a Tony thing.
But
R.I.P. golf cart.
I fixed It's fixed,
Okay,
I
good.
think.
All right, cool.
But
Was it your lighting that shorted it out?
it was.
It's
I don't know
okay.
how, though, because the fuse didn't go on the lighting.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
At least you don't do it like wiring work or
Yeah,
anything like
thank
that.
God.
No.
Did it,
Yeah, that'd
that
be bad.
happened, too. Oh, my God, my
did.
house.
You did. You sent the video.
I forgot to tighten the lugs on my main panel like 2 years ago,
Apparently, that's important.
and they finally quit working.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, what else do we want to talk about? I mean, we got some topics.
I think
Ross is back, man. After that win,
That's him.
He was aero blocking,
That's-
making people mad.
and that's what
We
Rolly
reset
did.
the board. If you can see it, it says aero blocking mother effer. We're so back.
Did you see the one last week, Mitch?
No, I didn't see it.
It was an infinity sign, and he wrote, "He's a good boy now."
Yeah,
He's a good
infinity
boy.
day since last Wreck-It Ross incident, and
It-
it's had an infinity sign. Yeah, he's a good boy now.
He's a good boy.
But we had to reset that yesterday.
Evil Ross is back. Baby.
Well, when they
Ross
tried
is
to
back.
shut him up, like say like, oh well, he's ruined our Chevy stuff, and it's like,
The part that made me nervous about Hocevar was that he dumps Ty Gibbs last week and then Rexheim this week, and I'm like, dude,
He's
we're back
reckless,
to-
man. He's
we're back to
reckless.
stepping on our toes.
he's young. I think that's where.
He's fast. He's going to be in the Cup Series, and he's going to do well. My My prediction of his career arc is that he's going to still do better than people think. I mean, I think he's going to run top 15 very regularly in Cup next year in the 77. I'm saying it.
If he does that, that's really impressive.
But he's going to piss a lot more people
Top
off than I
15
anticipated.
in the 77?
That's
Yeah.
if he does that, then
He's doing it in the 42. The 42 sucked.
I'm telling you, Spire's going to be good next year, guys.
That too. They've got
they're
that,
spending
track
money.
house.
That is true.
It's crazy. SHR, woohoo!
I
They
believe,
lost their one good driver, and Spire just spent like $50 million on their program.
And they
So
lost their half good driver too.
They
Yeah.
spent more than they spent.
a tie. Is that what you're referring to?
Amarola.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
because like between Almarillo and
Armadillo.
Areola.
between Areola and Harvick, like the other two cars are what? Maybe 2 top 10s a season. I mean, it's not much.
Yeah.
Like,
rough.
dude, Briscoe this year, holy crap!
Listen, the first time Briscoe made it to the checkered flag was when he was congratulating Cole on Saturday.
So that I was like, oh, that's what it looks like in victory lane.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
You know who was actually very good this year? Rajan Kruth. I thought he was like
He's got
Better.
potential. He just
yeah,
needs
he's
to.
getting there, I think.
He's stepping on his toes from time to time, but like he's got speed. If he
Right.
can, it's kind of like the Carson Hocevar thing. He's got speed. He just needs to manage it.
Yeah, he's getting there.
Yeah, which is good. You can't make someone have speed.
No.
So like that's
it's-
a good prerequisite.
You're born with it or you're not.
Right.
Yep.
I
You
have a
got
bunch of
it.
speeding tickets to prove that I was born with it.
You got it.
I got it.
It's because you drive a Ford.
You know who doesn't have it?
Harrison Burton.
Haley Deegan.
Oh no, I like Haley
It
Deegan.
wasn't. He didn't have a good year.
I am officially on the train with Nolan. She is the next.
Danica Patrick.
I didn't want to say her name.
All right, I'm calling
She's
it
like
now.
Voldemort.
Haley
I actually
Deegan.
backtracked.
She makes the top 12 in Xfinity next year. Just saying it right now.
Ooh.
Declaring it, throwing it down.
If she
there
can,
it is.
If she
Boom.
can be consistent, I think it could happen.
I think 12 is a good over under, like to see where she'll end up.
First start.
She's-
I don't think it's
she
any
got,
further than that, but I think
got
she makes
14th
12.
on her first start.
I don't think she breaks. I think
but
maybe 12.
I think you got to look at driving style. She is not so. And I said this last week. I don't see Haley Deegan making it to Cup. You look
I
at
don't
trucks,
think-
you look at Cup. I don't think it's her, but I think Xfinity, she can be successful.
and I think
I
she's
hope you're
okay
right.
with that.
Yeah.
I hope you're right.
I don't know. It's my opinion, but I think it's right.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a downer year for her, but I do feel like if you look at all the women that have been in the sport, the worst. Like she's not. I think she's.
I would
do you
argue
think-
she's
No,
one
no,
of the
no.
best.
She's very good.
She's not bad for. I
Yes,
guess.
I
what-
hope that I'm wrong and that she just has looked bad in a truck because I've been a
wrecked
fan for a
she got
while.
wrecked a lot.
Yeah.
She gets wrecked a lot, but
Yeah.
you know who? Avoid it.
You got to avoid it.
yeah.
That's the part of it.
It's self awareness is a big deal.
Look
so
at Corey.
he learned how to avoid
He learned
it.
how to avoid it.
It took him years.
Larson hasn't.
Yeah.
Checkers or wreckers, baby. I'm all for it.
Ricky hasn't either.
Ricky Spinhouse.
But him and
Kyle's saving grace is the checkers part of that statement. Like
That's what I'm
why
saying.
his- exactly. That's why
He
his
literally
career
wreckers
works.
or checkers. Like
Yeah.
the dudes.
But you can't be wreckers or 25th.
No.
Like for the record, I did backtrack my statement that she's gonna be the next Danica because I realized. Remember, she like had a couple appearances in SRX and actually did really well.
She was
did
very,
very
good
well in
this
SRX.
year.
So it's like okay, she's not untalented, right? Like,
No, she's got
I'd
talent,
agree.
but I hope it shows in Xfinity.
My reason for saying she's the next Danica isn't really so much a talent thing because Danica had talent too. I mean, she was great.
he wasn't bad. She almost won a few Xfinity races.
She was great in open wheel. I
Yeah.
think she should have stayed because that would have been better for her talent. But the point is like she didn't do that well, and then they're like, "Oh, let's rush her up to the next series or straight to Cup." In her case, it was just like, "Whoa, okay."
It was bad.
And it was
very
bad.
poorly handled.
Now I think Deegan in stock cars is probably prone. She's and
Yeah.
you know her race.
just one,
Just
but
one.
it was 14th.
And she raced well, right?
Stayed in the lead lap,
Yeah.
and I think it was a long green flag run at the end.
And she's
That's
making
all
it
that
out of the
is.
daycare. Like whether or not she earned it through her speed, okay, maybe not. Like that's where
You can
that's where she
separate.
does have the Danica comparison, where it's like, okay, she's a woman and she's gonna like as long as she's not a liability to everyone
Marketing
else.
genius. I mean, she's got
She's-
that under control.
It's a business development.
Oh yeah.
This is the tale as told us the whole time. I mean, you're a woman. Marketing.
Yeah, but there's wrong ways. Like
She can
Natalie
execute.
Decker's the wrong way to market your body.
You're right.
I completely
and
agree.
Haley Deegan, she hasn't made a post that I've cringed at.
She's very modest, to be honest.
Yeah, I like Haley. She's fine.
You know who else I didn't see? Austin Cindric, he still sucks. I just wanted to put that out there one more time.
Awful.
My last
Dude,
comment
awful.
of the year, thank you for listening, is Austin Cindric sucks.
We're going to need one more comment from you. We have a short track test next month. The rumor is new transaxle to avoid shifting. They're hinting at more motor, and they also promise less aero crap. Are we blindly optimistic? Do we think it's going to be another Band-Aid that fails? Like it feels so. For the first time last weekend, I heard NASCAR admit that this short track car sucks.
Right.
Yeah.
And that is the one thing that my eyes actually perked up, and I was like, okay. Like,
Well, I think
they
it's going to
actually see
suck
this.
if Austin Cindric drives it, but if he doesn't, it might not be that bad.
He's going to wreck it, and they're going to go, oh, clearly it's hard to drive. And then
I don't
everyone
know
else has no
how
problem.
Penske is getting by with Harrison Burton and Cindric. Daddy's money.
Yeah.
Vice president of Penske.
I think it's
And
called
the guy
Tanger
who's
syndrome.
talking in your ear.
And the guy who's talking the whole time.
Yeah, billions. Or not millions, I should say. But they have businesses too, and they got
They got money.
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 Compound. They never touches a dime.
I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but Ford let Zane Smith go, and they kept Harrison Burton on Austin Cindric. So,
That's the
just
dumbest
saying.
move I've ever seen.
Yeah, dumbest.
Well, we have 2 product design changes coming up. One's with Ford now that you mentioned it, where they're. So,
I kind of like it, yeah.
you know, we talk about how like Ford's at a disadvantage, like aero wise, but then they just won the championship 2 years in a row. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's true.
Did the rich get richer? I don't know. It's something to think about. I do think it'll pop. I mean,
My curiosity is, how do they measure performance? Is it by the result or by like long-term result? Like, yeah, we won the championship, but overall, they did kick it up in the summer with Chris Buescher and everybody there.
Well,
Yeah,
and
I would
that's
say
all
that
RFK.
I had more
Yeah.
fun being a RFK fan, I think, than Alex did being a Ryan Blaney fan
In
Like
the
you
summer,
complained a
for
lot.
this
sure.
year.
Yeah.
Like overall, until yesterday.
The last month and a half has been fantastic.
I was going to say you're more satisfied at the end of the day because it's
Oh my
taking you by
gosh.
surprise.
I don't know. I was pretty happy. Like Brad went the whole way through the field with ease.
Yeah.
And passing in this car isn't easy.
It's not.
Dude,
So-
it was.
But,
oh,
but
bad.
Blaney did too. I mean, when
He started
that-
16th.
After that last pit stop, I was like, oh no.
Yeah. Oh, I'm like, hey, there it is. We just gave it away, boys. Woohoo! But brought it back.
I think the changes that they're making, because you just mentioned about like passing being difficult in this car. Obviously, that's been the thing we talked about all year, and especially this last race, it was terrible. But to answer your inquiry about like what they're doing, I mean, they're saying all the right things. We'll see if it actually works. They tried taking out the undercarriage at the Richmond test, and it didn't do
And they said it did nothing.
So, okay,
Yikes.
it is what it is. I mean, you can't fault them for that. I would have thought that would have worked, and I can see why they did. But if something doesn't work, they better get it right. And so the fact that they mentioned like pretty much everything you can think of,
Yeah.
there's the shifting, the transaxle.
Well, and I still think shifting is the biggest thing. I think if you take away shifting at short tracks, your short tracks come back
And I
because
think
there's
horsepower will
yeah.
also help.
Yeah,
you don't have to worry
absolutely.
about
Anything to
shifting,
break
'cause
grip.
If you downshift with 900 horsepower, I guess what's happening?
Wrecked.
You're done.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm hoping so. But you mentioned RFK. What's cool? I was listening to the full press conference last night with Blaney, and he actually gave a lot of Penske's postseason success credit to RFK. They said basically when Chris Buescher started winning all the races, they kind of went there and they're like, well,
Give us all your data.
yeah, apparently the Ford's not at that big of a disadvantage because freaking RFK is winning every race now. And that's when Penske actually found something. So, which was kind of cool. So
Yeah.
RFK in a weird way, like kind of contributed to that late season
helping.
success.
Wouldn't that piss you off?
Not as much as Brad not wrecking Buescher in Daytona.
Fair point. I was just kind of curious.
Yeah, just yes.
Hey, that win would have put Brad in if Brad would have won Daytona, that would have put him in
Final four.
the final 8,
Final
and the
8.
way he raced in the 8 would have put him in
Yep.
the final 4.
Yep. Well, I said it before.
Not
but
saying he would have won the championship, but I think
Close.
that changes. I think he misses the birth of his son if that happens.
Ooh.
I think if he's in the championship 4, he misses the birth.
God's
probably
timing.
Honestly, he probably does. I mean, I hate to say it, but you're.
I mean, you got to
right.
focus. That's your job.
Yeah, like what do you do? But I will say too, we saw Ford at a narrow disadvantage this year, but yet the 6, the 17, and the 12 were always in the top 10. Yep. So now, theoretically, this aero platform is leveled. what do we see at RFK next year? Holy crap. Like,
I'm
they
excited.
could be the track house of 2022 and 2024.
I know that they work hard. Like, I think that's just what it is. I think they
Yeah.
work.
They're a good race team.
Yeah.
Built right.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The culture there is fantastic. Like, you can tell from an outside perspective.
Hearing Brad talk about it at the racetrack was really neat. It's like, wow. I mean, he knew what he was doing because he built one with the truck series, right? So, like,
Yeah.
this wasn't his first rodeo.
Yeah,
So,
he knows what he's
He
doing.
learned what he did wrong. Yeah.
No, it's fantastic.
And
So-
it is funny because, like, I don't know, like, it could just be my bias. So I'm going to put that out there first, as I do every week. But Austin Cindric sucks. No,
No one's got to
Why are
argue
you
on
so
that
on
point.
this?
Yeah.
I just hate that guy.
I don't get it.
No, I just hate that guy. I'm sorry.
He's irrelevant. He's in the back.
He's so irrelevant. No, but like when I see Brad leading that, I feel like I don't see Denny there. You know what I mean? Like I don't know why, but I follow Denny too, and
As
like
a leader.
the leadership just isn't there compared
Brad,
to
you look at Brad and Danny, two different people.
yeah.
And how they go about their business, which is unique. But I love the way Brad goes about it. I
Yeah.
love the
Yeah.
way Justin Marks goes about his.
Yeah.
I hope there's more business. I hope Kevin Harvick gets back into it. I hope Dale Jr. flourishes in Cup one day.
I know. I still want to see JRM go to Cup.
I love how he approaches his
It's
team.
so good.
Shout out to Dale Jr. for getting his pick right, eh?
Dude, come on, man.
Yeah.
Dale Jr.'s a genius.
I've missed a couple weeks. Shout out to Joel Jr. for wrecking his driver.
That was pretty bad. That was his
Yikes.
like the prospect, right? He picked Josh Berry.
Dude,
said,
he felt-
You're done. You're going to Ford. All
Yeah.
right. You're out.
You out. You out, son.
Oh my gosh! And I didn't even realize that's what happened.
You know he had to feel like dog crap the next day. Like,
Man,
Betrayed team shit.
I'll buy you
Yeah.
some beer. I'm sorry.
sorry,
Fishing.
bro.
Bass Pro, Johnny Morris.
No, it was good. So,
So I do have one question for you, Alex, before we go off the air.
oh crap.
Put you on the hot seat.
Big moment.
What was your biggest moment between the two? Ryan Blaney winning a championship or getting married to your wife?
Oh, obviously my wife.
Okay.
That's
Put you on the spot.
Is she listening? I don't know, dude.
I don't know, but I know
Definitely the right answer.
Is that like a setup for brownie points? What was that?
Wait, are you trying to win brownie points with my wife?
No.
That's not what I meant.
That will always be one of my best decisions I ever made.
I was just
and worst for her.
I mean, I can't help the fact that she downgraded. That's
I mean,
in the end, both really good days. Really good days.
that's very good days. This was a strong top 5.
I split my pants at Alex's wedding.
You did.
David
was
was
very
the first
interesting.
person to get in my pants on my wedding day.
I was because he brought an extra pair and I needed it. That was a funny story. So we
my
were
gosh,
doing
that's
the
a great story.
reveal, and as the wedding party is done taking all these pictures, it starts just pouring. So I ran over and
Like tsunami pouring.
Like it
yeah.
wasn't like there was tornadoes in the area, like wind, and all the girls are done up, right? So our buddy was the DJ, so I was like, Craig, Jukebox Hits Entertainment, give him a call.
They were awesome.
He let me take his van, and so when I jumped in the van, I stepped up in like this, and my pants were all wet from being in the rain, and they ripped, and I was like, oh, because this is but pre-service, so like the nuptials weren't done.
This
Yeah.
is like the luckiest thing that like you would have an extra pair of pants.
Yeah.
And it was funny because they messed up my
It's
jacket.
impossible.
So I had to get a new jacket, but they don't send just the jacket. They have to send everything as a set. So the only reason I had an extra pair of pants was because they messed up the jacket and they only send sets.
Now here's the problem.
But thank God.
Here's the problem though, is because Alex is like, I don't know, a 32 waist,
Yeah.
and I'm
Ish.
like a 38 waist.
Yeah.
Unbuttoned.
No, I button that bad boy.
Jeez.
Get her up, and like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. But on that note,
You're probably a 32 waist now, though. You've lost a lot of weight.
I've lost some weight. Yeah.
We're probably the same size because I
Probably
feel like
not.
you've been going this way and I've been going this way.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to agree with that, but yeah. I'm just kidding.
You look great, buddy.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah. I bet you Denny Hamlin would mess with you.
I don't know if that's a compliment or I I don't know what it would be.
He said,
Michael Waltrip would love your
"You
feet.
got some purty knuckles."
Here comes Michael Waltrip out of the picture.
Carson, it's me, buddy.
Michael, is that you?
Why do you sound like Michael Jackson?
I don't know. I tried to sound like Carson. but it
So
didn't
what was the
work.
one that we lost about wiggling your big toe?
You sound like Goofy, man. You're like, "Ooh, got a big toe over
Well,
there," or
before this
something.
train gets completely derailed, I just want to thank
derailed.
you all for sticking around for season
Ohio
3.
Palestine level.
Season 3 of the Racing Addicts podcast. I think if my wife and your wife knew that we'd make it to season 3, we wouldn't have been able to start.
That's probably accurate. Also, what's funny, we were looking at old photos last week of when we started, and you look at the financial investment of episode 1 and the financial episode of
We had like a Cracker Jack box.
oh, there's like a
And two
12-year-old MacBook Pro running Zoom and like you and me. Now there's cameras, lights, backdrops.
And 2 extra people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Appreciate the ride.
And a TikTok account.
And a
There you go.
TikTok. TikTok. We got a
TikTok!
Instagram.
That's your inner Dale Jr. right there.
TikTok.
TikTok!
Hey,
Did you hear?
Facebook.
They make fun of him for the same thing. It's so funny. Because
Yeah.
was it on Dirty Mo Live or something? They made fun of Dale for the TikTok thing.
remember.
And I was dying because I was like, oh my gosh, that's us.
I miss working and being able to listen to podcasts.
Oh, it's great.
What can we say that's going to go viral on TikTok this week?
I think Dale Earnhardt was a terrible driver.
Yeah, Ross
That's
is way
still
better.
that's probably our number
Ross
one clip.
Chastain is way better.
Ross
Everybody-
Chastain is the next Intimidator.
You know what?
Everybody who's mad. Okay. Everybody who's mad at Carson Hocevar for moving Corey Haim out of the way, I bet you $1 million Dale Earnhardt Sr. would have done the same damn thing.
Accurate, yeah.
But he would have stayed out. He would have.
Then he would have won the race.
He would have won the race.
He would have won the race. Yeah, that was the what an idiot, I guess, moment is
I
like,
guess. I mean, if we're just saying dumb stuff, I'll say Joe Gibbs will never win another championship. Your turn.
No, I
what
think-
what dumb statement do you want to make?
As a dumb statement?
Yeah.
that's not a dumb statement. It's probably inaccurate.
I mean, hashtag at you, break rotors.
Kyle Larson doesn't retire before 40 from NASCAR Cup racing.
I don't think he's ever retiring.
From Cup racing, I think he retires.
I think he's going to be wheeling a wheelchair over to a stock car and climbing
Oh,
in
he
it.
has that series he bought. That's a whole new ball game.
Oh, dollar
How long
signs,
do we think
baby.
he raced as like he is now, though? Like every night. Like,
I think when he turns 38,
you think he stops? When does he stop racing dirt?
he
Ever?
does never.
Never.
He'll do that for the
How
rest of
old
his
is
life.
Larson?
32?
Dude, that's scary. Because isn't the stat like drivers peak at 39?
Yeah, but he even admitted that he's planning on being done before 40.
I don't see it.
That was early in his career.
Really?
Yes.
I don't see it.
Yep.
I think come 38, 39, it's going to be like Jimmy Who.
He's going to keep winning.
He's
Why
going to
would
have
you
27
stop?
championships. And
If he keeps winning, why would you stop? But hey, if he owns a series and wants to race it, I get it. But
I mean, shout out Kyle Larson. Like, of all the guys that your guy has to race for a championship, I knew Kyle was going to run him hard, but run him clean. And that's exactly what happened. Like, watching the 5 and the 12 battle yesterday for the
Yeah, it was
championship.
pretty cool.
That was,
Although there was a couple of times where he ran him up pretty good.
he
I
did,
thought
but
they were going to wreck.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
Willie
thought-
B, I was like, cashing out. Come on. Never happened.
But I felt like I didn't feel like he stepped over the line because he like rubbed against the 12, but he never like.
Oh, you know what we should
You know.
ask? A good question for Mitch. How much money have you lost betting on racing this year?
Honest answer, $300. That's the honest answer. And
My man has ran the ROI. I
yeah.
love it.
But the thing is, like prior to this, I've done it for like 4 years. I would break even almost every year, but this is by far the worst year I've ever had.
I'm sorry.
And I think it's because this Cup car, I can't figure it out. You can't pass. You
Dude,
can't do what you
you're-
used
yeah.
to do.
I get it.
I can't do it. I suck in Xfinity too. It's just been a rough year. But I'll be honest with you, October I was plus money. That was the only time I was plus
Dang.
money was in October.
I'll
I
tell you,
figured
hot
something out in
take.
the end, but
If they can figure out this aero crap and they can fix short tracks, the next gen might just be one of the best cars ever.
When can we
I-
stop
I-
calling it the next gen?
Whenever we get a new
probably
car.
now. We should probably stop calling it next gen. The
As
now
far as
gen.
we know, I mean,
There could be a next gen coming.
Right. This could just be the now gen.
This is the
there's
gen-
always a next gen. to
Yeah,
be
the
honest.
next gen is now. Yeah,
is it the car of tomorrow now the car of yesterday?
If someone
Yeah.
did question that,
I think they call it the bastard child.
That's a very valid question.
That's what your
though.
mom calls you, but what are you talking about with
And I think that's when we end it.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, we'll be back for a Christmas episode.
Hey, the mailman was a very nice guy.
Alex, Mitch, Nolan, I really enjoyed being here with you guys this year. Thank you
Yeah.
for joining us.
Oh,
Thank
so
you.
good. Love doing a podcast with you guys. So much fun.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, because Alex had been here by himself at the time.
Oh my gosh. You guys made it fun. And we had Kevin on a couple episodes.
Kevin.
Hopefully to have Kevin back again soon. He does an awesome job.
He does.
He does a really good job. So appreciate you all listening. We got a couple
Well,
more things in the that's
It
actually
sounds like.
dude.
I
He-
believe.
hi, Kevin.
His lower register is insane.
It's
like I was
it's
listening
like your
to that
dad's.
episode. Oh my gosh, it's nuts.
Is he lower than your dad?
Maybe.
They're very close.
I didn't realize it until I was listening to that episode with him, and it's like rumbling my whole truck. And I'm like, the frick, Kevin, what are you doing?
That's awesome.
Have a great year. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Go
Thanks,
12, baby.
Peace.